What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, Jeremy?
Dude, amazing, amazing. We're really we're in a little routine here with the podcast routine.
I love
This is
it.
the fourth one with the both of us. Um every week, once a week. Can't guarantee. I make no guarantees.
Yeah,
You
who knows
never
how
what
long
just
it'll go?
yeah, but it's good. The last one was deep. I feel like it's probably the deepest I've gone about myself in a little while, with
Absolutely.
relationships,
Yeah, no, that was great
such an important topic, right?
for sure. Absolutely. It seems like we have a little bit of a theme going on here, starting with our, redemption and relationships, and today we're
Oh, two more R's.
2 hours. Yeah, today
Wait,
two.
how did that happen?
I don't know. I bet it seems like it's starting to be a theme. Today's, regret and remorse. Right?
Regret and remorse. Just two big ones.
Two big ones. Yeah.
Two big ones. But before we talk about that, I just want to say something. This is the first time that I had what's called this like Thai yoga massage. It's not really a massage. It's where the person stretches you out in these different positions.
Right. Oh, this is what you
Yoga.
did yesterday.
This is what I did on Monday.
Monday. Okay.
On Monday.
Yeah.
And I just want to tell you the way that I feel now and after is amazing. Definitely had some sort of like energetic release,
Really?
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. But tell me, like, how was it set up?
It was set up where
Traditional massage table?
no, you're on the floor on like almost like a wrestling mat
Okay.
and a towel as just some head support.
Yeah.
And he started off with almost like my feet. So he was facing me and working on my feet. And he ended up being on my side, both of my sides, behind me, underneath me,
Yeah.
on top of me, all kinds of different positions, and pretty much like going through any kind of like stretch pose that you can imagine.
Interesting. So it's not massage like
No,
pushing down or whatever.
no, it's yoga.
Interesting. And it felt great.
I mean, there was parts of it that hurt a lot.
Yeah.
There was when, especially when he was working on hamstring stretches, calf stretches, and I had just done legs the day before, and I knew that, of course, putting myself through this. It hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Like I almost cried.
Oh man.
I had to like surrender inside internally.
Jeez.
Like it was almost as painful as like some of the ayahuasca moments that I've had where you're just like, ah. But then you have like this release and it feels amazing.
So after the pain came like this sort of feeling of like,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Like immediately or like the next day or
Immediately. And this is what, 4 days later. I mean, I'm still feeling amazing. Went on a run, a 5 mile run yesterday. Yeah, no, zero pain in the legs or anything. I was having a little bit of almost like some knee soreness before seeing him.
Yeah.
And now it's good. Like my legs feel good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to try that.
You're gonna have to try it. And man, if anyone listening to this that wants to try it, reach out and I'll send you his number.
Nice.
Great experience.
I'm definitely gonna try it.
Yeah. And you might need it to clear up some of these regrets and remorses that we all have, right? And I think that's part of it, right? Like, so, we talk about relationships, regret, remorse. Like, these are challenging emotional states that we go through when we're in them.
For sure. For sure. I mean, I guess for me, the question really is this. This is why I thought this would be a good topic for me, given the previous few weeks that we've been talking. So someone sent me a text message and said, it was nice that you showed regret and remorse. And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way because it almost made me feel like in order for me to be accepted back in the world or whatever, that I needed to show regret and remorse, or that people were seeking that regret and remorse sort of mindset from me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that kind of like made me think a little bit like, where does regret and remorse fit into this story? And not only this story, but anyone's journey, right? We all go through things in life and relationships that didn't work out, and career situations that didn't work out, or things that happen in life. And what part of our brain do we store those in, right? Or do we keep them in a file cabinet entitled regret and remorse, or do we try to shift them to somewhere else, right? Because for me, I'm kind of like post regret. I'm post remorse. Like, it's been so long, as we've discussed in the past. Like, I'm done being remorseful and showing regret, right? And so it made me kind of think, like, if people are seeking that sort of mindset from me, I don't have that to offer anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've done it. I've been there, done that. It's over. I want to move forward in life, you know? And I don't want to keep holding on and keep expressing this feeling of regret and remorse for something that happened 13 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
14 years
Yeah.
ago.
Nor should you. Why should you?
Yeah. And why are people looking for that?
Why are people looking for that? Because I think people want to make sure that you went through that.
I spent 10 years in a cage.
Right. Right.
Like, that's not enough?
It's-
That's not enough?
For some
I
people,
have to like publicly flog myself too?
yeah, you know what? The sad thing about it is some people will expect that from you, but it's only why. Why are they expecting that from you? Why? Why do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it's a big
Because they're probably still holding on to regret and remorse.
right. They're just
So
projecting.
they have this emotion. What is regret and remorse ultimately? It's a feeling in the body, right? That's trapped in the body. And there's a way to purge it out. There's certain ways of purging it out. Talking about it, really going deep down inside your body and probably letting it go through tears, right? That's a form. People do like hypnosis and other things to get, because it's so deep. You talk about how it's filing cabinets in the mind, but it's actually in the body. It's stored in the body, and it's what causes a lot of disease. You can get diagnosed with, let's say, a cancer, and it's because you're holding on to, you regret something. You look at like my story with Tony and her passing away. There was definitely some regrets of how things went in our relationships on both ends, and I had to process regrets for my actions that I took. And there was a point where I even thought I processed all of them out right when she had passed, and I didn't. And they were still trapped in my mind. And I didn't even know subconsciously they were still there. And only when I went to go do ayahuasca and she came to me after 3 days of torture without, something had to clear out of my body for me to connect to her, that I was able to let go of some of the remorse that I had, and maybe some of the regrets of not having certain conversations or some actions that I didn't take.
How long did that whole process take for you? Like, to become post regretful or post remorseful?
The thing is, I don't even know if it's 100% out like we say we did, but it could be so deeply in my subconscious that I'm not going to say it's all out, but I do think that most of it is, maybe 90%, 95%. How long did it take? I mean, I would probably say a year and a half. It takes time. It's not something that can be easily done. But again, these are all spiritual lessons that our bodies are taking on to fix itself, to recalibrate the body. So when you let go of any of these deep emotions that we talk about, regret, remorse, we talked about forgiveness, right? When you let go of these deep emotional traps in the body, you're fixing yourself. And we're going through these all the time. Some regrets we might take on that are just 1 or 2 days long, right? We get good at releasing stuff.
Right. When you're in a state of like regret or remorse, like, what is really going on in your brain? Like, I mean, because there was obviously the first couple of years, right, in my journey, right? It was full of regret. It was full of remorse. Like, the things that, obviously the specific situation that led me in there, then the relationships that suffered as a result of all of that. Like there's a lot of regret and remorse. But what is the underlying emotion there? Is it
Fear.
fear? Yeah,
Fear.
that's what I was just
Everything, all of these emotions lead to one thing: fear or pain. That you're not good enough,
Hmm.
that you're not perfect enough as you are.
Yeah, and I'm kind of over
Love
that.
it.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
know,
I
I
don't fear
know,
that
I
anymore.
know. It's the best. It's the best. And that's the thing is like we all have this power. Take the power back from your emotions,
Yeah,
from your it's you need to experience your emotions to take back the power. So don't run away from your emotions like I did my whole life. Take back your power from your emotions by going in them. Go through the fear, go through the pain.
yeah. So then if there's this sort of societal expectation that I should be remorseful and regretful, I'm kind of like I'm okay with me now.
Yeah.
Like I don't have fear, right, which is the underlying emotion of not being accepted or not um being good enough or not, none of those things that, may have driven it before. Like at this point, like I am who I am. This is who I am.
But it
I kind of love myself right now.
yeah, but it took you an
A
experience,
long
a
time
long
too.
time to process that out of you.
Yeah,
So
it
that
did.
was the journey that you went on. My journey was all the childhood shit that I went through with which obviously we all have, like it almost has to go back to that level sometimes. But here's the thing: it doesn't, because you can break through all of this that we're talking about by just practicing presence. We talked about this on the last podcast. So even though we talk about like these deep emotions, they don't have to be like scary. They don't have to be like top of mind,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I feel like regret and remorse bring me away from being present,
Yes. Right.
right?
Right.
So if I feel like I'm a present person and I really want to be, like I really work on that every day, like to
Yes.
sort of just be in my here and my now. I try to eat right. I'm working out. I focus on relationships. I'm doing all this stuff to like get my, to be like good with here and
That
now.
cuts through all of the fear.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
But then regret and remorse pulls you away from
Pulls
here.
you in
It
because
takes you way back,
right,
16
right,
years or 20
right,
years or
exactly,
45 years or whatever,
exactly, right, exactly.
And so it's kind of inconsistent, like with the person I've trying to become is to like be able to sort of talk about like how I have regrets for this and I have remorse for that. Like you can't and I can't be present and talk about regret.
No, nope.
So you have to let it go or work through it or whatever. I mean,
You, you should do both. You should work through it while staying present. First of all, you can only work through it while you're present.
okay.
You can only work through it when you're present. Think about it. Because if you're there in the past, then you're not present.
Right.
So you're experiencing an emotion from the past that's triggering in your body in the present.
Right.
So you have an option. You can undo that emotion in the present, or you can stay in the past and keep it there.
Mm.
That's the circuitry of the body and how it relates to what we're talking about. So if you look at it just from, we're this machine, right? We're the human body, okay? If you want it to run healthy and optimally, then it's not just necessarily what you eat and how you work out. It's your energetic emotional field inside of you. It has its own kind of health and vitality.
Mhm. Right. So, in order to really work through regret and remorse, you've got to first practice being present and staying mindful.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Because if you're present and mindful, then what happens, at least what happened to me and what happens to others as I see, is when you're present and you're mindful, then that past or that regret comes in to your awareness right now, and you can make a conscious decision from the present moment to let it go or not.
I like that. I like that. I mean, that's a way healthier way than the many years I spent beating myself up and having regret and remorse.
Yeah. That's why, therapy is great, but a lot of times it is a lot of past on past.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but again, it works if you can stay present while working with the past.
It's hard to do that.
Yeah,
But I mean, because when you uncover things that are a decade old or 2 decades old or things from our childhood or whatever, it's hard to stay sort of present in the kind of person that I am now. Like it inevitably leads you back to a place that you were unhappy or you were, for depending on what the situation is, or you were fearful.
right.
It's like it's hard to stay in the here and now when uncovering all of that stuff or trying to work through it.
Well, it's if you stay in the here and now while going through it, then yes, it's a process that could be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't think it's painful more than it's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable for sure.
And yeah, it could take half an hour, it could take 45 minutes. Okay. But then you have let go. You have cleared out the frequency because what you have done now is you have taken a moment that was 15 years ago that's been trapped in your body, and you have brought that moment to the surface with a better sense of awareness, a more evolved consciousness, and you are able to see how it's okay.
Yeah. You know,
And then it's out.
it's interesting on grief as a topic. Like I don't have a lot of regrets and remorse for the conversations that I was unable to have and um the events that I was unable to attend because I feel like those people are still here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
That's what I learned.
and
Yeah.
so I was able to come to terms with my relationship with them in my absence a lot easier.
Yeah.
A lot quicker.
Well, you had the space. You had the solitude of being there. So that's why the grieving process does take usually like you got to step away from work and your environment for at least a couple weeks or something. Or for a lot of people, it should be longer and process it.
Yeah.
Be with it. Give yourself enough space where that person could come in because that's what happens. Like
Right.
they come in and you can have that closure.
It's kind of like what you're saying about Tony.
Right.
You had to be in California and you had to be away from it, and it had to be, a number of months or a year later or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. So she passed in April, and this happened in August. So four months later, but I had thought I had already processed it out.
Yeah.
Like I felt good about it. And then under ayahuasca, which is a medicine that basically takes your awareness and your consciousness deep inside, and I connected with her, and we definitely had a deep conversation that needed to happen.
Well, and then you came out of that cleansed, you felt like?
Yeah, way, way better, feeling way better about the situation, and even just way better in my body, in my sense, in my nervous system.
Cool. Do you have any regrets left lingering?
Maybe. Like I said, I don't think that we're almost ever 100% cleared out of this stuff. We talk about it because we know it's the path. But there could be some deep unconscious stuff even from childhood that, could be I regret or have remorse for.
Mm-hmm. You brought up childhood a couple times in this conversation. Are you one of those people who believes that everything goes back to childhood? Like all of these fears, all of these insecurities we have, all of these like things that we're going
Oh, it
through
goes even deeper than that. It goes
into
deep
the womb?
into the womb. Oh yeah.
Talk to me about that.
That's the first time we experience separation. You're taken away from the womb, and the umbilical cord is cut, and you
Literally.
just go into a state of separation and abandonment. That's where it all starts.
And then all these things that we experience as children, then it just builds on top of
Build
that
build builds on builds on top.
until we become conscious adults
Mm-hmm.
who are on some journey and who want to fix it. Or
Yeah,
at
because
least resolve it.
we're sick of the pain, we're sick of the misery. So then we look inside and find out, oh, wait a second. Everything I'm kind of like feeling the pain like is actually just from internal fear that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the way you got to go through the fear? So like for me, because of childhood events and just like, a little bit of bullying and get made fun of on all this stuff, like I had anxieties and fear of like speaking in front of others and public speaking. So like I knew like I had to go through that fear.
Do you have any now? I mean, you don't seem like you do. Right?
Like I said, 90-95%.
It's really?
I mean, I'm hoping that
Still,
when I speak in front of thousands that it's no big deal.
I don't see
Look,
kind of.
there's no one out there who's just has no fears.
Of course.
Because again, that's the whole purpose why we're here on earth. Like our souls need to experience this fear/pain because there is none of that when we're connected to source fully. Okay. So our souls have picked these lives, these human experiences to experience these feelings. There's no other way to experience them. So once you talk about this and you can accept it, that you're feeling this fear of fear and panic, then it's okay. Then it starts going away. Again, everything is just bringing it to awareness, not running from anything. Man, running doesn't work.
No.
They've proven it on the cops. Can't run from the cops.
I've lived that. That's stuff for sure. So go back. So okay. So then going back to this situation I'm dealing with. So if there's a expectation by these people, by some people, I don't know how many people are out there, and you said that this is something that I might run into, that there should be sort of a public explanation of or expression of remorse and regret. But I'm kind of post remorse and regret.
You're posted. So now,
Like, what do I do here?
Now you turn it into what you've learned from it, like what you're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're educating or sharing your story about why it's okay, why it's important to forgive yourself.
But won't people feel unfulfilled that I haven't publicly flogged myself?
But those are the people that, again, are dealing with their own internal emotions.
So just move on.
We should move on from everything.
That's a theme, isn't it?
Should move on from everything. From every moment to another moment is a new moment.
That's true. So, okay. So education and service, which is a theme that we kind of have keep coming back to, right? If I focus on working on myself and staying present, then it doesn't really matter. One, it doesn't matter what other people think anyway.
Right.
And what their expectations are of how this part of my life should go. If I'm comfortable with where I am and I'm happy with the man I've become, then that's all that really should matter anyway.
Right. And it goes back to just understanding that you are enough, regardless of where you're at in life. Even if you're not happy with yourself, you're enough to fix it. Like you have all the tools. Everybody has the tools to get out of where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we're enough. You don't need someone else.
I'm enough for myself. Maybe not enough for somebody else, though.
The thing is, if you're enough for yourself, you're already automatically enough for the world.
Mhm.
Because your energy, your vibration, your love is going to resonate in everything that you do, everyone you talk to, all the clients that you talk to are going to sense your peace and your happiness, and they're going to want it without even necessarily having a conversation. Just being in your presence, they're going to absorb it. I mean, you know this. If you're around negative people, like they don't even necessarily even have to talk, and you can already feel kind of the vibes.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that's I like that. That's a good way to sort of kind of put some closure on this.
Yeah.
Like I am enough.
Yeah, you are enough, man. We're all enough.
And as a caveat or corollary to that, I've experienced enough. I don't need to keep experiencing it.
Well, you're gonna keep experiencing stuff till the day that you're gone. That's the whole point.
Hmm.
It's a ride, and it's up and down, up and down.
That. I'm enough, and I don't need to keep reliving all that.
You don't have to keep reliving anything that you don't want to.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Good. I mean, I'll tell you this process of these podcasts, and then the afterwards, the text messages, and all that stuff, and then even our conversations that you and I have afterwards. I'll tell you, it's been super healing. It's really helped me a lot. To be able to sort of talk about it and get it out there, and then be able to sort of address some of these difficult topics. It's been really helpful.
Yeah, that's part of it. We talked about how there's certain ways we purge this stuff out of our body through our voice, through our throat chakra. That's another way that I'm personally healing, because I was holding my myself back for so many years, right? Not speaking my truth, not being my truth, not loving myself. That this is the way that you love yourself. You speak. You use your gifts. Your God-given gifts is your voice, your speak, your what you bring to the world. Every single person brings something completely different. No two humans look alike. No two humans have the same fingerprints. Why is that? Even biological twins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. Being able to tell the story in my own voice and my own words is.
No one will ever have your story. No one will ever have my story or Matt's story.
I hope not.
Yeah.
It's been pretty bad. So at Zero Doubt Club, things are still super exciting.
Super exciting. Yeah, we're gonna do another 6-week challenge for anybody out there who's listening. Our current clients are on it. What did we say? October 28th?
Yep.
It's a Monday. So it'll be 6 weeks long. It's going to come with online coaching, an app, tracking, heart rate, meals, nutrition, whatever you need. We will do it because we're here to help.
Absolutely. I love it. I'm not sure this challenge will be as successful as my last challenge.
Well, it might be something else will come out of it. It might not be a 32-pound weight reduction. It might be
some strength or maybe some
flexibility. We'll go see the guy.
Get the Thai guy.
Thai guy.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm pretty excited about it, though. I feel like having these couple of weeks of not using the app as religiously as I was using it before, like I kind of miss it, and I want to get back into it. So I'm really excited about starting the challenge again.
Yeah, me too.
And hopefully a lot of people join us and see how it all works and then can.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not expensive. It's for under $200. Absolutely. You get a kick in the butt and start on a program for 6 weeks that you want to lose 10 pounds. You want to become a little bit stronger and build some more endurance. Like, this is an opportunity to just say, let's do it. Let's press the button.
I love it. I love that it's 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like not too short, not too long. It's like a perfect amount of time. And
perfect time.
It's like the 6 weeks of the year that really matter. Like with Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah. It's fine to eat all that stuff, right? But you're just going to be held accountable to working out a little bit harder.
Yeah, I like it.
That's it.
It's like
burn some of those candies.
Absolutely.
There's no point watching the Browns on Sunday anymore. So get up and go for a run or walk.
No kidding. That's over, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll see. We still have hope, right? We're always optimistic.
That's true. We're the cardiac kids.
Yeah. All right, man. Good talking to you. Yeah, I'll see you probably next week. We'll do one, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.